Okay, good morning. This is 5/17/2019, Friday, end of the week. We're going to do our technical analysis on the futures market here at the ES, and we're looking at the weekly chart. So we've seen that we've traded up all the way up right underneath this this kind of, I'm going to call it a pivot right at this point, but it's not really a pivot, into this volume node. We kind of grinded across it, and now we're falling back. We've got a pretty good move back across it, and we could have a neutral week. I think we're going to trade a little bit down and then bounce, and maybe it's just going to be like a more of a pause week than anything. But over here on the daily, so you can see that volume cluster that we traded up into hit the top. So on the volume clusters, right, we test the bottom, we test the top, and that's usually where the two rejection points are. We rejected, and now we're trading down. We've got some low volume right here, and I'm going to bring this actually a little bit closer just to kind of see. So yeah, so we've got some real low volume kind of in this area. It traded real fast through here yesterday, and that usually leaves kind of a low volume type of location. So first target for bounce, for a long bounce, is 52-ish, and I can't really see us going to the bottom of the range, but it's possible. But bottom of the range down here, 22 and 37 both look like locations that maybe you could get a kind of a reversal at. The range here is 2904 to 2823. We get that from the ATR, which is at 41. Volume is getting lighter again, which isn't really a good sign for a real strong rally, but light volume will favor the upside, so keep that in mind. 240, anything on the 240, again, this is like the 20, this is the 52, 55, that's the first node, this is the bottom node, this is that middle node that we looked at, and this is really a bull flag pattern right at this point. You're still inside this bar right here. You have this volume cluster right here, and it's kind of like we've tested the top of it right to the kind of to the tick of this stem on this candle right here. Got a bounce, got a weak bounce. So we're probably looking at the bottom side of the cluster. So we're going to test the top, test the bottom. So I'm thinking that we get a move down in the morning here. 60 minutes. We've got all of it, and so you've built a pretty good cluster up above. So this is going to be some pretty good little resistance. Right at the very top of it at 87. You may get a good scalp off of, you also may get a good scalp off of the 78 area. There's a lot more candles right here, so you got a lot more trading. I would, keep my target tight if I'm going up, and not try and go for too massive of a target, but it does have a good volume node to it. Right now we're testing the top of this, testing the bottom of this. So that was the test of the top, bounce down, we're testing the bottom of it. Matches up with this little group and this one right here. So this is a node right here, we're testing the top of this node now, and here's the bottom. So kind of aim for that, maybe that location, and again that's the 48. This was the 52-ish level up here. Not a lot of volume once you get down here. most of your volume is down here at the bottom. So just to kind of give you how fast we traveled. And this was all pre-market right here, so you could get a pretty fast move through here if it does get down underneath here. So the intraday, you can see we're selling off. See how fast we're moving kind of through here? That's because we're starting to get into thin areas over here too, right? This is all overnight. Not a lot of volume to support it. Not a lot of positions in here. Again, here's the node. Testing the top. Got the bounce off of it. Right? Testing. We break down. We go to the bottom of the node. And now we're getting that bounce. That was a pretty good bounce, right? And we built a little volume node right here. It's testing the top of it right now, and if it goes, then we're to the upside again, right? Weak bounce. Basically, we're going to go break the bottom and probably go. So, in this level and this line right here, it may offer something on the rebound, but you know, this isn't real strong right here, so you could get a fast move all the way through here. But I did put the line here because if you bounce back or whatever, it's gonna probably come into play. But just be careful on that one right there. Bigger time frame, more of the same. You know, we're just analyzing the bounces, the locations, where the volume is. Again, all the way at the bottom is your big cluster. You've got pretty thin through here, so you get a breakdown out of here. You know, don't try and go long here for like the total bounce. You know, you might be able to scalp this if it doesn't come too fast into this level. So it's kind of a common sense thing. You know, you got to look at the bigger picture. It's going to fall fast. People are going to be scared. People are going to be greedy. It'll hit the line. This is you know, and they're going to try and hold it here, but depending on how much momentum, it could fall, right? I talk about 60-40. You only have a 60% chance on any trade that the bounce is going to be, you know, take off and go the other direction in reverse. You got like you know, real low odds all the time, because you don't know who's going to show up and press the sell button when you hit that line. But anyways, excuse me, sorry about that. More of the same. And for the symmetry, it's already starting to work out real nice. You've got a swing from here to here, bisects very nicely. Came down, broke down, got 100% range extension, right? Bounce back up, trading in the range, breaks down, 100% range extension, right? Comes back up, doesn't even make it. We're in this area. We break this, you know, we'll get another range extension to the downside. If I put that right there, and if I look at this, it tags up with that little tiny area that I told you to be really careful of right there. And then this guy lines up nice and perfect with the top of this volume node right here. So that would, you know, to me that's a pretty decent location to go long. And this opposing pivot right here, I like that. I like when you have the opposing pivot, especially with this kind of thin, you know, you didn't get a whole lot of trading action in there, and so this pivot will be a good signal for the bounce. And anything else that I can point out today? I'm scared of this line though. This pivot's good, but I'm scared of that line. Delta, Delta's only slightly negative, a negative 5,000. Realize that you've got 14,000 contracts that were bought yesterday at the end of the market, and they're underwater right now, so they either need to save it, keep it above this node, or keep it above this node and save it. Otherwise, they're likely to be flushed, and they're going to have to get out, and that's going to cause a pretty good move to the downside. You had a positive day the day before also. You had a positive day the day before. You had a positive day. But all these people were down here. They're in the market, and they may want out if they see this price creeping all the way back, right? They're going to want to take their profits. So just keep that in mind, that as we fall, this is your location, and this is kind of your location for the savior moments. After that, we're back into a downswing, downtrend, whatever you want to call it. So good luck on your trading, and we'll see you in the afternoon.